Hey, grade 11s. Today's video is the Hey, grade 11s. Today's video is the key to page 108 and 109. Let's get right down to it. I say complete the square, but you don't have to. You can use the negative b over 2a thing if you want. I'm going to do the odds with complete the square and the evens with negative b over 2a. So y minus 2, because of course we remember we like to move that over there, is x squared minus 4x. And then of course we divide that by 2 and square it to get positive 4, which means I have to add 4 to that side. So now I have y plus 2 equals x minus 2 squared, which gets me y equals x minus 2 squared minus 2. So my vertex is out at 2, negative 2. My y-intercept is, of course, 2. That's 2 away there, so I got to go 2 away here. So that is 4, 2. And there's my sketched graph. Over here, vertex x equals negative b over 2a. So vertex x equals negative 8 over 2 times 1 is negative 4. Vertex y then equals negative 4 squared plus 8 times negative 4 plus 13, which is 16 minus 32 plus 13, which is negative 3. So my equation is y equals x plus 4 squared minus 3. Because my vertex is negative 4, so it has to be plus 4 in vertex form. Then when I graph it, negative 4, negative 3, my y-intercept is 13, so I went over there 4, so I went up 16, so I go over here 4, and I go up 16 to negative 8, 13, and there's my sketched graph. Y minus 15 equals x squared minus 8x plus 16 plus 16y plus 1 equals x minus 4 squared. Y equals x minus 4 squared minus 1. So my vertex is at 4, 1. And then my y-intercept is 15. So I go over my vertex is at 4, negative 1. So I go over 4 and up 16 to 15, and over 4 and up 16 to 8, 15. And there's my graph. Vertex x equals negative 6 over 2 times 1, so that's negative 3. Vertex y equals negative 3 squared plus 6 times negative 3 plus 12, which is 9 minus 18 plus 12, which is positive 3. So y equals x plus 3 squared plus 3. Graph it, negative 3 plus 3. Then I go over 3, I go up 9 to 12, over 3, up 9 to negative 6, 12, and there's my sketched graph. Y plus 2 equals 2, x squared minus 2x plus 1. So I've added 2 to this side, so I add 2 to this side, y plus 4. 2x minus 1 squared, y equals 2x minus 1 squared minus 4. So I graph it at 1 minus 4. And my y-intercept is negative 2, so I go over 1 up 2, negative 2, over 1 up 2, to 2, negative 2. And then I sketch it. over here, vertex x equals negative 8 over 2 times 2, which is negative 8 over 4, which is negative 2. Vertex y equals 2 times negative 2 squared plus 8 times negative 2 plus 10, which equals 8 minus 16 plus 10, which equals 2. So y equals 2x plus 2 squared plus 2. Then I graph it. Negative 2, positive 2. When I go over 2, I should go up 4. But of course, it's doubled, so I'm going up 8 to 10. And then this is negative 2, 2. So then I go that way 2, which is negative 4, 10. And there's my sketched graph. 109 is tricky because it's got a negative, so we remember that the graph has to go downwards. But other than that, nothing changes. Y plus 28 equals negative 2x squared. Now, this has to become positive 8x. Because negative 2 times positive 8 gets me my negative 16. Half of that is 4. 4 squared is 16. So I've really subtracted 32. So y minus 4, negative 2x plus 4 squared and then I graph it. Negative 4, positive 4. My y-intercept is negative 28, which is way down here, which makes sense because it's an upside down parabola. When I go over 4, I should go down 16, but it's doubled, so I went down 32. So if I go over 4 here, it's negative 8, negative 28, and it looks like that. Negative x, vx equals negative 6 over 2 times negative 1, which is negative 6 over negative 2, which is positive 3. Vy equals negative 3 squared. My hand's falling asleep. Plus 6 times 3 minus 11, which is negative 9, plus 18 minus 11, which is negative 2. So y equals negative x minus 3 squared minus 2. So I graph it out here at 3, negative 2, and I go down to negative 11, which makes sense. When I go 3 over, I should go down 9 because it's a 1, and I did, because that is a 3, negative 2. So then when I go 3 that way, out to 6, negative 11. Y plus 3 equals x squared plus 2x plus 1. Add 1 to both sides. Plus 1 squared. Y equals x squared minus 4. Graph it. Negative 1, negative 4. Y-intercept is negative 3. That makes sense. Over 1, up 1. So that's negative 2, negative 3. And this one's tricky because it's missing that c. So this is really plus 0. So our y-intercept is going to be 0. But we can still do everything else. Vx equals negative 4 over 2 times negative 2, which is negative 4 over negative 4, which is 1. So our Vy equals to negative 2 times 1 squared plus 4 times 1, which is negative 2 plus 4, which is 2. So y equals negative 2x minus 1, because our vertex was positive 1, squared plus 2, and then I graph it. 1, 2, and it's negative, so it's going downwards. So when I go over 1 to 0, I should go down 1, but I really go down 2. So there's my y-intercept at 0, and this is 2, 0, and there's my graph. Number 11 is complete the square. Y plus 5 equals negative x squared minus 2x plus 1. I've added negative 1 to both sides, so y plus 4 equals negative x plus 1 squared, y equals negative x plus 1 squared minus 4. Then I graph it. Negative 1, negative 4. My y-intercept is negative 5, which makes sense because when I go over 1, I should go down 1. I drew that badly. Negative 1, negative 4, negative 5. So this is negative 2, negative 5. Vx equals negative 16 over 2 times 2. 16 over 4, which is negative 4. My Vy equals 2 times negative 4 squared plus 16 times negative 4 plus 30 is 32 minus 64 plus 30 is negative 2. So y equals 2x plus 4 squared minus 2. Then I graph it. Negative 4, negative 2. I'm going up now. When I go over 4, I should go up 16. But because it's doubled, I've gone up 32. And when I go over here, 4, I'm going to be at negative 8, 30. And there's my graph. And last two, y minus 4 equals x squared minus 3x. Now, this one's tricky because it's got a fraction. No matter what, it's going to have a fraction. So I'm going to do this one with completing the square. So when I divide that by 2 and square it, I get 9/4. This is, of course, y minus 16/4, because 4 is 16/4, and I'm adding 9/4. So y minus 7/4 equals x minus 3/2 squared. So y equals x minus 3/2 squared plus 7/4. And then I just graph it. Positive 3/2 is 1.5. Positive 7/4 is up here, and then I go upwards. My y-intercept I know is 4. This is 3/2, 7/4. So this way, I got to go 3/2 this way. So that's 3, 4. And then over here, Vx equals negative v. So 5 over 2 times negative 1 is 5 over negative 2. So then our Vy is negative 5/2 squared minus 5 times negative 5/2 minus 13/4, which is 25 fourths negative, negative 25 fourths. Now that's going to be plus 25 over 2, which is, of course, plus 50 over 4 minus 13, not equals minus 13 over 4. So that's going to be 12 over 4, which happens to be 3. So y equals negative x plus 5 halves squared plus 3. And then I graph it. I go out to negative 5 halves. I go up 3, negative 5, 3. I know my y-intercept is negative 13 over 4. So I got to go that way 5 halves out to negative 10 halves, which is negative 5. So this is negative 5 and negative 13 fourths. And there you go. All right. So you guys will have a quiz. Not today, I don't think. I think it goes up on Friday. Ugh. And then we go from there. Okay? Talk to you soon. That was a bit of a long one. I'm sorry.